You know, we can experience hardship in life when friends change, shift, or start to look different. When I was in middle school, I had a group of friends that were great kids. They stayed out of trouble, they did well in school, and they were all involved in sports. I also had another group of friends that did quite the opposite. Unfortunately, my primary friend group, the ones who were doing well, began to drift. I know this was because of the changes that began to happen in me. One day came along and we didn't hang out anymore, and I began to notice how my life was spinning out of control. Friendships are important, and they have the potential to make your life feel balanced or off balance. While we only want healthy, positive things to happen in our friendships, not so great things will happen in our friendships that can weigh us down. Things like people talking behind our backs or lying to us. At some point, most of us have felt like our friendships were unbalanced, especially in middle school. The reality is, friendships change. What if the changes in our friendships don't have to be negative, though? What if there was a different way to think about shifts that take place in our friendships? One place that we can learn a lot about friendship are from two friends in the Bible, Paul and Barnabas. Paul and Barnabas were great friends who spent a lot of time together, traveling and spreading Jesus' message. Even though they were close friends, Paul and Barnabas got into a disagreement about one of their mutual friends. This mutual friend was John Mark. Sometime later, Paul said to Barnabas, "Let us go back and visit the believers in all the towns where we preach the word of the Lord and see how they are doing." Barnabas wanted to take John, also called Mark, with them. But Paul didn't think it was wise to take him because he had deserted them in another city and had not continued the work with them. They had such a sharp disagreement that they parted ways. Barnabas took Mark and sailed for Cyprus, while Paul chose Silas and left, commended by the believers to the grace of the Lord. Even though John Mark had abandoned the work that they were doing together in the past, Barnabas wanted to give John Mark a second chance. Well, Paul didn't. Because of this disagreement, Paul and Barnabas decided to shift their friendship and relationship and part ways. In order to keep their goal of spreading Jesus' message, Paul and Barnabas chose what was best for them in the movement, and in that moment was to step back from each other. This resulted in good things for them in the future. Paul and Barnabas didn't let their disagreement damage each other's mission or reputation. They simply moved on. When we're in similar situations, we can remember that friends change, and that's okay. Stepping back from a friendship that's no longer good for us or is no longer working for us isn't wrong, bad, or negative. In fact, it can be healthy and positive. Sometimes backing away from a friendship can be for big negative reasons, but other times, like when our lives have gone in different directions, interests change, or we need someone else to encourage us, we may need to shift our friendships. When friendships change, it doesn't mean that we have to shift our attitude toward the other person. We can still be kind. We can still be respectful to them, despite the change in that friendship. We need to know that friends change, and that's okay. I know this may not be easy for some of you. In fact, I think changes in our relationships and friendships can be hard for all of us at times. But remember, those changes in your friendships don't have to mean bad things. Sometimes a change is necessary in order for both you and your friend to live the best lives. Sometimes you need to step back from a friendship that is no longer good for you, to take a step towards what is good for you. That good for you part is huge. I'm not telling you to take a step back from friendships just because you have one fight or a rough patch in your friendship. I'm telling you to step back when you know the friendship is no longer good for you, when you know the relationship is off balance. It's time to make that change. So, what do we do with this? How do we handle friendships that need change? I want you to start by remembering these things. First, it's okay to think about which friendships need to change. You can think about who your real friends are or who you don't like them to be. Do you have friends in your life who you know that aren't helping you make healthy or wise choices? Or maybe you have a friend that might need to take a break from in order to get a better vision of yourself. I know this isn't always easy, so think about it with a trusted adult or a grown-up that you live with to help you figure that out. Chances are they can be a huge help and support for you, and their wisdom can help you know what the right next step might be for your friendship. And then remember that it's okay to step back. If you realize that you need to make a change in one of your friendships, that's okay. Remember, just because friendships have to change doesn't mean that it has to end. Maybe the shift in your friendship simply means you spend less time with that person. Sure, they can sit with you at lunch or come to your birthday party or hang out in a larger friend group. But maybe having them spend the night at your house or sharing personal secrets or asking for their advice just isn't a good idea anymore. Or maybe you're in a situation where a bigger shift needs to happen. Maybe you need to have an honest conversation with a friend about how you feel. The wisdom of that trusted adult in your life can help you navigate the conversation. Remember, the shift doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It just means that something in your friendship has changed, and the friendship isn't what's best for you right now. And it's okay to be kind through all of this. In fact, it's important that you choose to be kind. You may not be best friends anymore, or the friendship might look a little different, but you can still choose to respect that other person. You can still choose to be kind in how you talk to and about that person. Handling a change in a relationship with kindness is a huge sign that you not only care about the other person, but you want what's best for them as much as you want what's best for yourself. So as you consider making changes to who your real friends are right now, think about how you can handle those shifts with kindness. You need to remember that friends change, and that's okay. My hope today is that all of you will have the courage to let your friendships change when they need to. Because when you do, you're making a decision to move towards what's good and healthy for your life right now.